transforming my husband into a woman. After 8 years of marriage, Oliver and I had settled into a rhythm, a comfortable, steady cadence of love and routine. While there was nothing inherently wrong with it, I couldn't help but miss the wild spark of our earlier days, that sense of unpredictability and discovery that used to define us. It wasn't dissatisfaction, but a quiet yearning, a desire to inject something unexpected into the beautiful life we had built. One evening, after another low-key date night that ended with us scrolling through our phones on opposite ends of the couch, I stumbled upon an article that stopped me in my tracks. It was about couples breaking the monotony in their relationships by trying things they'd never considered before, cross-dressing among them. The idea seemed outlandish at first, even absurd. But as I read on, stories of intimacy rekindled and connection deepened began to resonate with me. For the next few days, I couldn't shake the thought. I'd catch myself replaying snippets of the article, wondering what it would be like to see Oliver in a completely different light. It wasn't just about the clothes. It was about the adventure, the vulnerability, the potential to rediscover facets of each other that had been quietly tucked away. It took me a few days to gather the courage to bring it up. One night, as we sat over a simple dinner of spaghetti and wine, I decided to test the waters. So, I began casually. I read something interesting today. Ever hear of couples trying cross-dressing to spice things up? Oliver paused mid-twirl of his fork, raising an eyebrow. Cross-dressing? Like me in your clothes? He chuckled, clearly amused. That's creative. I laughed along, keeping my tone light. It's more than that, though. It's about stepping into each other's worlds in a way that's unexpected, breaking the usual patterns. Some couples swear it's transformative. His teasing smile lingered, but I noticed the faintest glint of curiosity in his eyes. I don't know, Madison. I'm not sure I'd make a very convincing you, he joked. Who says you have to be me? I countered, grinning. You could be someone entirely new. Maybe someone like Olivia. He rolled his eyes but laughed, shaking his head. You've got quite the imagination. The next few days were filled with playful nudges and hints. I'd joke about how well he'd pull off a pair of heels or casually suggest we experiment with makeup. Each time, Oliver would laugh it off, but I noticed how his amusement seemed less dismissive and more intrigued as the days went by. Finally, I decided to go all in. One Friday evening, I prepared his favorite meal and set the table with candles, creating an atmosphere that felt intimate and inviting. After dinner, I leaned forward, my voice soft but steady. I've been thinking about our conversation, I said. I really think this could be fun for us to explore. No pressure, of course, but I'd love to try something new with you. He sighed, running a hand through his hair. You're really serious about this, aren't you? I am, I admitted. Not because I want to change anything about us, but because I think we deserve to rediscover each other in new ways. And who knows? You might even enjoy it. After a long pause, Oliver smiled, a little nervously, but there was warmth in it too. All right, he said. Let's give it a shot. The next day, I set out on a mission. I carefully chose every item with Oliver in mind, from a chic black dress that I knew would flatter him to a soft auburn wig that would transform his look entirely. I even picked out a delicate lavender lingerie set and a pair of sheer stockings, imagining how they might feel against his skin. That evening, when Oliver came home, I greeted him with a smile and led him to the bedroom. Tonight, I said, we're trying something new. At first, he was hesitant, standing awkwardly in front of the vanity as I slipped the wig onto his head. But as he saw his reflection begin to change, his apprehension softened. This is different, he said, studying himself in the mirror. In the best way, I assured him with a smile. Piece by piece, the transformation unfolded. The soft lavender fabric of the lingerie hugged his frame, the stockings glided over his legs, and the black dress cinched perfectly at the waist. By the time we were done, he wasn't Oliver anymore. He was Olivia. How do you feel? I asked as he turned to me, his expression a mix of nerves and curiosity. Strange, he admitted, but kind of exciting. We spent the rest of the evening laughing and experimenting. I taught Olivia how to walk with poise, to soften her voice, to gesture elegantly. What started as playful fun slowly morphed into something deeper, an exploration of vulnerability and trust that felt electric. By the end of the night, we weren't just rekindling old flames, we were discovering entirely new ones. As we lay together in bed, still wrapped in the glow of the evening, I looked at Oliver, or Olivia, and saw someone both familiar and brand new. "Thank you," he whispered, his voice soft, "for pushing me out of my comfort zone." I smiled, brushing a stray curl from his face. "Thank you for trusting me. I've never felt closer to you." That night marked the beginning of a new chapter in our marriage, one filled with adventure, openness, and a spark that promised to keep burning brightly for years to come.